welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, kindly consider to subscribe, like, share and comment. And if you're a returning subscriber, karibu tena sana. So guys, as you've already seen from the title, today I'm going to talk about my pregnancy, my labor and delivery, and also I think there will be a part 2 on where I'll talk about my experience when my baby went to the newborn unit. Yeah, so stay tuned to watch that. And remember, kindly subscribe, please hit the red notification at the red button there. You will see a red thing. Kindly hit it and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified each time that I post. So guys, let's dive into this video of today. So guys, how I found out I'm pregnant. Honestly, it was a shock to me. I remember I found out around August. I don't want to say August when, but it was last year August. And before I found out I was pregnant, guys, let me tell you my thoughts. I was not expecting it at all. So I think the first month of me getting pregnant, I started having the symptoms, feeling nauseous, lack of appetite, all those, the first trimester and all those. But funny enough, when I Googled, honestly, pregnancy was the last thing on my mind. And one thing I used to know, when you're pregnant, you eat, you have cravings. For me, I did not have any cravings. I think the first trimester was hell. I, what I was feeling lack of appetite and I hated it. I didn't want meal. I didn't want to see the kitchen. So and I was like, what the hell is this? And when us we before we consult the doctors or before we go to the hospital, we do what? We consult Google. So I became a mini Dr. Google. I Googled the first thing I Googled was what causes lack of appetite. And mind you, what it brought to me was first at HIV and AIDS, and I was like, nah, I don't have HIV and AIDS. The second one was cancer. After I read cancer, I was like, now I am done. Now I have cancer. I remember panicking when I read cancer, and I was like, man, I'm going to die. I don't come at me. I was that mshamba because honestly, I knew if you are pregnant, you crave. I wasn't craving for anything. I hated food. I hated anything that concerned eating. So now, and when I Google lack of appetite, it's not bringing up pregnancy. It's bringing up HIV and AIDS and cancer. Now me, I was like, I don't have HIV and AIDS because I usually take tests like after every 3 months. Now it's like, nah, I don't have that. Now this one is cancer. But now I didn't know ni cancer ya wapi. So I started panicking. I said I won't even tell my family. Nitakaa hivyo, and then I already hadi nilikuwa jipangia venye takufa and all that, and they said okay, I will tell my family not to bother so much about ati treatment and all that. If I go niambiwa ati sijui imefika hapa, I'll just tell my family, you save your money. Because most of the cases that I've had of cancer patients, like, let's say, I am sorry to say, but 99 of them who pass, only 1% who survive. And I was like, now this one I will die, and I don't want my family wafike place wataanza kukopa pesa and all that. So I was like, no, I'll just tell them, niwekeni pesa yenu, mimi imefika my time, it's my time to go, na ni wait my dismissal. So what else happened within there? Oh, the reason why I didn't note, I said after 1 month, that's when I started having the symptoms. Okay, you might ask, did you not get your periods or what? No, this is what happens. There's a time in my cycle you will get in a month. My periods will come twice, at the beginning of the month and also at the end. So that month I had already received the beginning of the month, and then now I missed now the ending of the month, and I told myself that, hey, this time, because I used to have bad cramps, and that time I told myself, Mungu amenisikia huruma, ameona nisipitie uchungu ya cramps mara mbili kwa mwezi. So that's how I did not notice that I was pregnant by missing my period. I said maybe it's nature, maybe it's God who have had mercy on me, for me not to go through the cramp pain. So came on, yeah, now on August. When it came on August, after now, I missed my second period. And now I was like, hey, hii sasa ni cancer ya ovaries. Hii hadi now my ovaries are not producing the eggs. That's why now I judged that and I said, now this is cancer. But before I went to, but funny enough, okay, let me rewind back. Funny enough, my husband knew I was pregnant. I don't know how. I think they just have a way of sensing, because I remember one day we were basking and he was like, wewe uko na mimba, like you are pregnant. I was like, nah, siwezi kuwa na mimba, mi sina mimba, sina ile tu nakana. And he was like, uko na mimba na utakuja kuniambia. Now, okay, let's go back. So on now August, I was like, now I have missed my periods, and I was like, sasa hii ni cancer ya ovaries. And now I was like, now I need to go to the hospital ndio nijue ni nini, you know, things like that, ndio nikae nikijuanga. But before I went, something told me, you do this, go buy a kit, that 50 bob kit. Go buy the kit na upime, then if it comes back negative, then sasa ujue sasa hii ni cancer. And I was hesitant. Nakumbuka nilikuwa naenda hapo, nafika hapo kwa chemist before narudi nasema si mimba, narudi. I did that 3 times and I said, you know what, it's time to buy. I bought the kit, and it was morning hours around 8-7 there, I think so, because I had gone to the shop to buy bread for breakfast. So I came with my kit and I went and took the key. I did the test, but I remember I left the test because it took long. It took a long to show the line. So after I took it, it took long. I told myself, maybe hii kit imeharibika, I'll need to go and buy another one ndio nikuja nipime. So niliacha nimeiweka kwa bathroom. Kulikuwa na like that countertop ya bathroom, nikaacha nimeiekelea hapo hivyo. Nikasema nitaenda nikinunuanga ingine after I've made breakfast for my hubby, then niende nikanunue kit ingine. So I went and made breakfast. Na actually even forgot about all that. I made breakfast, and then after I was doing cleaning in the house, when I was cleaning the bathroom now, nikaona ile kitu penye nilikuwa nimekelea, nikasema sikutupa hii kitu. Now I was going to throw it away. So kuchukua, nikaona it had 2 lines, but the first one was a bit faint. Sikuamini, I was in shock. Nilikuwa like, what? Nikasema sasa ako kapipa, what does this mean? So you are like, 2 lines means you're pregnant. I was like, this can't be true. I am not pregnant. And I took the kit. I remember my hubby was taking breakfast for a dining table, and nikaenda nikamwekelea hako kanini hapo. The only thing he did, he smiled and told me, I told you so. You remember I told you are pregnant? And said no. And I was like, I was still in shock. Sikuwa naamini. And I remember that time my friend called me, and she was like, because I was still in shock, I was like, nini mbaya. So I told her, she was even the first person I told, you know what, I think I am pregnant. I took a test, na imetoka, but I am not sure. And she was like, yeah, you're pregnant. Like, what? Okay. So I remember that day, the whole of that day, I cried. Ask me why. I don't know why I was crying. It's not that I wasn't ready. I won't say I wasn't ready, but you know, this thing has come in a shock. I was not expecting it, you know. And then that time I remember I had said, now I want to focus on my business, on my career path, on my body goals, you know, change my closet. Now here comes, I am pregnant. I cried, but I remember my hubby did really comforted me and told me, don't cry, because from the word, since we started dating, he knew I loved babies, and I had baby fevers, so he knew I really loved babies. So he was like, this is what you wanted, be happy. Kuna watu wengine, they've been trying for this for so long, but hawaja, you be happy. but part of that wasn't consoling. I cried, but nikaenda tu ikabidi nikaitikia. I think I started my clinic. I was around 8 weeks pregnant, was given meds and all that. My first trimester was hell. I think for most people it's usually hell because I hated meat. I really love meat. If you know me personally, I love meat. If there is something that I love, it's meat. But here comes first trimester. I hate meat. I used to hate everything about me. I remember Habi would come home akinuka nyama na mwambia enda utoe hizo nguo na uoge. I didn't want to know what time it was. Just kwenda kusikia harufu. Ilikuwa tunani piss off, but after that second trimester came. It was okay from second trimester till the third. I will say it was really fair to me. It was so good to me. Yeah. Until now it came to, you know, now the pushing part. The pushing part, I remember was on my birthday that day. Funny enough, this year I didn't post about my birthday. No one knew what was happening. I remember that day I was at home because unfortunately my mom got sick. I had to go back home to nurse her, to be her caregiver. And you know, uchungu ikanishikia huko. I remember it was on my birthday. I did not post anything. No one knew, you know. I kept honest. I kept my pregnancy a secret. Only few people knew about it. Only my family knew about it, and maybe two close friends knew about it. But the rest, no one knew. Kila mtu, it has been a shock. You're posting after you've delivered. Kila mtu ako like, oh, congratulations, you're pregnant, you're that. So I came home to my mom's place. Akaniambia, it's your birthday, let's go have a treat. And I was like, it's okay, tuende. And I remember kuna njia iko uko home ni rough. It's a Maram road. Is it Maram Road? Yeah, it's Maram Road uko kwetu. And it's so rocky. And I remember Habi telling me, leo nataka tupitie hii njia, ati nataka tupitie hii njia ndio upate labor pains. I want you to give birth today ndio. I don't want to be buying cakes 2 times, you know. Nataka you share birthday, the two of you. And I was like, sawa, when you do what you want. It was so rocky. I think hiyo kurukishwa. I remember I stayed that day. The following day started having no pain, but I didn't know it was labor pains. I told myself it was false labor pains. But one thing that now caught my attention is that now I started producing a mucus thing, and I was like, no, this one is serious. But I didn't want to tell anyone. It was on 29th March. But I told Happy and I told him what I have seen, and he was like, Nisawa, you will tell me how you're progressing. If it's serious, then nikukujia, we go to the hospital. But hiyo siku, I remember at night sikulala, but it wasn't so painful. Ilikuwa hapo on and off. Unasikia tuko uchungu, like false labor pains. Nikasema it's okay. So on that year, I remember me and Habi, we were to meet. I was to go for the last ultrasound on the 30th, and also we had planned to go. I had not finished shopping for my baby because when mom got sick, kila kitu what I had arranged yote ika mess up. So sasa hii nini venye alipona ndio sasa I was like, now I can maybe niende nimalizie shopping ya mtoto penye nimebakisha. So we did what we had said that 30th we are going to meet. And I remember my BFF telling me, I want to be there when they are doing their ultrasound for you. And I was like, it's okay, we'll go, me, you, and Habi. So I remember that my hubby was supposed to come for me, but he said, you do what? Tupatane Nairobi town, then we can go from there. And I was like, it's okay. He didn't know I was in pain because, you know, after the 29th, I told him, now I feel okay, because I didn't want to tense people so much. So on 30th, I think mom noticed that the 29th sikulala because I was up uchungu. So 30th, mom had a clinic, so she went. But she noticed I was still in pain and called my elder sister and told her, vinye nimemwacha, she's not okay. but I wasn't admitting it. Mom was asking me, I'm hapana mimi niko sawa, because I didn't want her to tense, because the doctor had told us tusimfanye ashtuke, things like that. So nila tu unajingangana unasema niko sawa. So sis called me. I remember nilikuwa nimejitayarisha, hata my BFF sikuwa nimemwambia how I'm feeling, lakini kwa mwambia tupatane tuende tao, then Happy will pick us from there. So when my sister called and asked unasikiaje, and I told her the truth, and she told me sawa. She called and asked me unaenda wapi, and I told her I'm going to town, tunaenda kumit na Happy, then we go for the ultrasound, then go for shopping near tumebakisha ya kufanya mtoto, then be back home. Akaniambia you want to go hivyo ukiumwa hivyo na ukizalia kwa matatu, what if you give birth in a matatu? And I was like, to me it wasn't that serious. Nilikuwa hii ni wrong, because my due date was 1 week later. So nilikuwa like iwezi happen. And then I was so sure that my baby is coming on her due date. Mimi sikuwa na believe on that she's coming like a week earlier on, a week later. Mimi nilikuwa najua she's coming on her due date. Okay. So me, I think what happened, so my sister called my hubby, akamwambia na hubby naye sasa akanipigia akaniuliza unasikia aje? Nikamwambia I think I tried to, akaniambia don't lie to me, unasikia aje? Nikamwambia, akaniambia nimepigiwa na now my elder sister and ameniambia so unasikia aje? And I told him I've been feeling pains from now the 29th na 29th usiku, leo 30th, now it's mild. Now this 30th it's mild. I see kama 29th where it was. So Happy told me hata usijaribu kutoka kwa nyumba, I am coming. The way he came so fast. First of all, aliharakisha mimi hata siku believe. Kaniambia now even we won't go for an ultrasound because now we have to go to Kenyatta, because I was going another different place to get my ultrasound, and I had planned to give birth to Kenyatta. That's another story why I chose Kenyatta. I will tell you, but maybe on another video. So mimi huyo hadi Kenyatta. Kenyatta we went, kuna hii side ya labor ward. Hiyo tu ni mwenye ako na mimba anitikishwa, wenye hawana mimba you can't enter that place. So I remember nilingia peke yangu, and the first thing they do, they check if you're dilating or not. And remember one thing they told us, if you are not dilating, kama huja dilate unarudi wapi? Unarudi nyumbani. And if kwanza walikuwa naangalia if your due date haijafika, they were emphasizing on we don't want people to give birth if their due date are not yet. So I was like, man, okay. But deep down I was afraid. I remember I was afraid on that day. I was like, I just want to go home. I hope they send me back home. Nikiwa tu hapo nikipanga laini, I met an amazing friend. We bonded from that day. She was also pregnant, and funny enough our babies wameachana na some few hours, and from that day since today we are really close. We are friends, and everything happens for a reason, and I thank God for her. So mi nikapimwa and they found, wakaniambia sija dilate. Honestly, hiyo kupimwa, hiyo like the way they test if you have dilated, it is one disgusting thing. It was it was painful, So wakanipima, they told me, you have not dilated, wafanya hivi, rudi home. Na wakaniandikia a clinic. I should go back for clinic on 15th of April. Now that even it's past my due date with, I think, 1 week. I was like, when is that? But I'm feeling pain. What's wrong? They told me, no, this is false labor pains. Now I was like, false labor pains from yesterday, today. I was like, yeah, inakuanga hivyo, those are false labor pains. They told me, let us check if you have any infection kwa urine. They gave me a test. So the test you go pee on it. Then ikitoa kuna kitu wanaangalia if colors are matching. And they told me, wait, hauna infection, you go home, you are good. Mimi nikarudi nyumbani. I did not even go for the ultrasound because now it was late. Kenyatta, if you have gone to Kenyatta, it's so hectic. Laini, honestly, it's so much of a hassle. So me, I went back home on the 30th. I remember that 30th, Happy said, I won't because you know I'm staying at my mom's place. He can't sleep at my mom's. Okay, not that he can't, but ye hatakangi, you know, ile ushemeji, you know, things like that. So he said even that day hataenda kulala kwenye alikuwa analala. He will sleep at my mom's place just in case of anything. I remember that is now the pain got worse. Sikulala. Now this one, hata sikufunga macho. I was just pacing around the house and Happy was like, uko sawa, you're good, unataka nikusaidie aje? I was like, you know, unajua, me I'm that one person, sipendi kukuonesha I am weak. So nataka, no, mimi niko sawa, ile unajikaza, niko sawa, niko sawa, niko sawa. And I was like, man, kutakuja saa ngapi? Kukuja now, it was so worse. And my auntie suggested, now you should, I remember my aunt works in Kenyatta and she said, now, well, come. So I went. They did their thing again to check if I have dilated. And you know, okay, they checked if I had dilated and told me that I was 2 centimeters dilated. And I was like, okay, they admitted me, wakanipea room. Kunipea room, you know, I don't know. Now the doctor came, again checked me and said, no, she has not even dilated anything. She's closed. And she said, we don't want her to start labor pains before her due date. So she gave instruction that no one should try to check if I have dilated. You know, they should not check if I have dilated. So what they say that they are going to do an ultrasound and see why I'm having the pains. And second, they will tell what, you know, I did the urine test and it came back that I don't have any infection. Now they said we're going to do a blood test so that we can see if you have any infection. I remember they drew my blood, walitoa 4 samples. Of today, until of today, sijajua kwenye zilienda. That's another story. So I remember they said they're going after the ultrasound, they will send me. Now I am in the labor ward. There is a labor ward and now the maternity ward. After you give birth, where you are taken, they said they will do an ultrasound to me and to see why I'm having the pains. Alafu watani transfer to the maternity ward. Then after the maternity ward wakini observe for a day, then watani release niende nyumbani. I was like, oh, okay. So nilikuwa hapo na ngoja nipelekwe nikafanyiwe ultrasound. You know, Kenyatta there is kuna kuanga pia na students. So here comes a student. I didn't know it was a student by then. Juu alikuwa anakaka daktari. Unfortunately alikuwa student, nilikamkujua later on. Ako like, nataka kukupima nione how far you have dilated. And I was like, sikulisemekana nisipimo, but I was like, ni daktari hata yeye, so I won't question. So I did, nikalala. Akaanza kunipima. I remember he was so rough. I don't know kama hakuwa anajua, alishinda, you know, akichokora, ako like, I am not sure ka hivi, fanya hivi. And the moment I knew he messed up, alitoa vidole zikiwa zimejaa damu and I panicked. I remember first I panicked and I was like, kwani na bleed? And I was like, pana, this is so normal. You're even 4 centimeters. Mimi kusikia niko 4 centimeters, nilikuwa nimefurahi. Ati I'm 4 centimeters. They let me kajiambia the other doctor did not know what she was doing. Huyu ni anajua, huyu amesema niko 4 centimeters. Nikaanza hadi kupanga. Sasa kama niko 4 centimeters, it was around kitu 2-3 p.m. when I was being told I am. The student saying I'm 4 centimeters. Nikaanza kujihesabia, hii by saa 6 usiku nitakuwa nishaza. I remember too, after 2 ametoa vidole, because when you're in that labor ward, you are 2. So kulikuwa mimi and another chick there. So kutoa 2 vidole hivi, the other doctor who assessed me first and said I'm closed came in. And he was like, what have you done? I said no one should check if she is dilating because she had closed and we did not want to awaken the labor pains before her due date. You know, they emphasize so much ufike your due date and your mtoto wako amegrow, amenini enough, ame mature kabisa. So After he had done that, so the doctor said ni sawa. I remember aliniambia usishinde ukitembea, you just chill kwa kitanda until we get to know what's wrong. We don't want you to activate the labor pains. And I was like ni sawa. So you know, I chilled kwa kitanda, and at around 8:30 I said now let me go pee. I was feeling like tusus. I remember niliamka nikaanza kuona maji natoka. No, the doctor akacha amenipea nurse, like a specific nurse. Now ni alikuwa anakuja kuniangalia how are you and that. So I remember now at 8:30 nikienda kupii, venye tu nilisimama nikaona maji imemwagika. I called the nurse, nikamwambia ni kama maji yangu inamwagika. Akaniambia rudi kwa kitanda mbio, rudi kwa kitanda mbio. Mimi huyo nikarudi kwa kitanda. So she came, akaniambia tuone if you are dilating, ama you know sometimes you can confuse pee and water, and haikutoka so much. So when she checked me, she told me, oops, ushaanza dilate, you're already 3 cm. Kaniambia sasa you do this, tembea ndio mtoto ashuke. So remember that night nilishinda nikitembea the whole night. I did not sleep. Actually sikuwa sasa nimelala from the 29th, 30th, and now it's 31st. I walked the whole way of Kenya. Labor ward. I walked, and that whole night. And I remember the nurse telling me, staki kushinda nikikupima pima, just staki kukupia infection, you know. So she told me, ukisikia sasa imepasis sana, come call me, that's when I will check penye umefika. So mimi nikang'ang'ana na uchungu yangu, ilikuwa inakushika unasimama. Na ukema hiyo usiku ikapita. The nurse came back at 6, I think 6 a.m. That's when she came to check me again. And I remember her telling me, I wish ingekuwa ni mimi ningekuzalisha. After amenipima akapata now I am 6 cm. And unfortunately ilikuwa imefika time, ilikuwa almost check out as in shift yake kuisha. So she was like, I wish ni mimi ningekuzalisha, but unfortunately si alinizalisha. So akacha ameni break. Sasa maji ilikuwa imebaki. Oh my god, people say that ati labor pains ni kama cramps, but a bit uchungu iko juu kiasi, like 10 times of the cramps. My friend, after she broke my water, now I felt hell breaking loose. It was so painful. Ilikuwa like I felt like ninakuwa wazimu, sikui wazimu. Now hata kutembea ni shida. My feet could not move. It's so painful. Now I am 6 cm ndio ametoboa maji. But I remember her telling me, no, just sasa tukitoboa maji now it's going to be more painful. Hope you can withstand. And I was like, it's okay. I was like, kama ni withstand usiku mzima, hapa sidhani inaweza shindwa. Mind you, it was so painful. I remember unasikia like unakatwa, unasikia unavutwa kwa tumbo. You don't understand the pain. You feel like you're going crazy. You feel like you're losing it. I remember hata nilianza kutwa sasa nao nguo. I remember when she was breaking my water, you know they give you a gown when you go to the hospital. Mimi nilikata kuvaa yangu. So hata akikuja when she came to break my water, I still had I had my dera. And now when she broke my water, the water ilimwagikia the dera. Now I had to change. Akaniambia, you do this, change, hata it will even be easy ukienda to give birth. So that's when I changed and wore the hospital gown. Nakwambia the pain was too much. Nilianza kutoa nguo. Now the nurse is like, no, pango, vumilia, you can do it. Umeenda to you umebakisha just 4 centimeters. You will be okay. Oh Lord, oh Jesus, that thing is painful. And I remember at 9 a.m. Now that's when the nurse in charge came for me. Now sasa ule mwenye alikuwa anizalisha. No. This is okay when you are there, people give birth kwa hiyo kitanda huko, But now this nurse akanichukua akanipeleka another different place. Kufika hiyo room, we have 5 girls who are almost, you know, when sasa wamebakisha those few centimeters wazae. Sema nurse from hell. You know, they say there are nurses from hell, but me, I've never encountered one. That was my first time. It was a male nurse. I wish even I got a female, because you know a female can relate how you feel. Okay, I'm not saying yes they are male and that's their work, but they have never experienced that pain. You know, they don't know how you feel. I remember he took me and there was 5 beds, so akaniweka one of those beds, and now he was like, sasa wewe ukisikia kuzaa ujizalishe. No, you're like, how? Najizalisha aje? You know, and he was not even concerned. He was so rude. That was the only thing that made me regret going to Kenyatta. He was so rude. And now he's like, sasa wewe ukisikia kusukuma ujizalishe. I remember I was being told, if you are not fully, okay, baby, it's on my stomach. She's crying. If you are not until 10 centimeters, do not dare to push, because you are going to, I think, to close that way, itafura. Now it will have to be a CS. Now you see this person is telling you, wewe ujizalishe, ukisikia kusukuma usukume. So I was like, how will you know you are ready? You know, afu anakuja tu anawapima. She's not telling you how far you are. He was so rude. And then you know, kiza, ilikuwa around I gave birth exactly, my baby alizaliwa 12:30 p.m. the following day, the 1 April Fool's Day. My baby is crying. She's almost awake, but not fully awake. So students wamewasurround there, you know, si wanasoma, wamekuja kusoma the way you are giving birth. You know, funny enough, yes, me, I usually feel so insecure with my body. I don't want anyone to see my body, but hiyo siku juu uchungu, hata siku ajali who is watching me or who is not watching me. I don't care what they are seeing or what they are not seeing. And most of the students were male students. You know, that thing came to hit me later after the pain has disappeared. I remember now there's a student, it was so painful. Nikajaribu kutoka kwa kitanda, unasikia huwezi, you know, you feeling to do, una try to find comfort, at least hiyo uchungu ishe, but ishe, and the more the baby is closer, the more the pain. Unasikia sijui fanya nini. I remember now kuna student sasa alikuja, now I was feeling now I really need to push, like ile na sasa I want to push. So see, the girl came. I had already started beautifully, and ukisikia kupush upush, una try kuita the nurse, come, oh, I'm feeling this, hakuji. I remember him telling me, we mama we nisumbua sana. And I remember one thing he said, and he was telling us ati wewe kama si under 18 ulikuwa unajua chenye unafanya. Ati kama si under 18 ulikuwa unajua chenye unafanya, so tusisumbuane. So I pushed. I remember the student came, sasa ndio akona like, now the head is here, and called sasa the nurse. Sasa the nurse akamwambia kuje, so si akakuja. So the nurse is like, mama skuma. I'm like, I am pushing, how should I push? Wacha kupiga nduru skume. Yeah. I pushed until, but ilifika point he had to cut me, so ndio mtoto atoke. Mtoto akatoka, venye tu kichwa ilitoka, aliachia mas. I remember him, he was telling me, kama usukume mimi ninaenda, kama huyu mtoto hataki kutoka, I mean ninaenda. So venye mtoto alitoka, alikuwa like, we mama, kazi tu nikusumbua, na hata huyu mtoto wako si mkubwa hivyo. Na I panicked, na mtoto si mkubwa, what does that mean? Kwani mtoto wangu, is she underweight or what? But I was like, anyway, wacha, let me wait. Sikuwa nataka kupanic sana. So after mtoto ametoka, the nurse left me with the students. Sasa the student took over, so I remember them wakikata their umbilical cord. Si waka place peg, but wakakata umbilical cord so close to the peg ikatoka. No, the students wenyewe wakaanza panic, wakaanza kuita nurse. Now I was like, what's happening? Because now I can't see what's happening because my legs are lifted up na sasa wameka mtoto there sasa chini ya sasa simuoni. And then huyo nasa kuja kusema nyinyi mtu hapani, when things like this when they happen, do not panic, mtashtua mama bure. So akakuja, I think wakarudisha mtoto peg, and I was like, what's happening? Mtoto wangu ako sawa? Because I didn't know. They started panicking wakisema imetoka. No, I don't know what imetoka. So came the cleaning part ya kutolewa clothes. It was also painful because I remember the nurse aliingiza tu mkono akaanza kufagia. Anyway, if a whole baby came out, the hand is nothing, but it was damn painful, you know, your kutoa the clothes. I remember now I was told so now they changed the sheets, so kusimama nilisimama damu ikamwagika, and I was like, so nikaanza kupanic, naanza mbona na bleed, you know, I wasn't expecting. Sorry, I was not expecting that. Sasa nilianza kupanic, mbona natoa damu, mbona na bleed hivi. So I was like nikukufa na kufa, because I remember when I was having those labor pains ni mtoto atoke, mimi nilifika a place I was feeling like now I am dying. I remember even started gosh, there is nothing you can't do when you are in pain. I remember I called my God in all languages. I talked even Kikuyu that day because of the pain. I called my mom. I think me, I'm that one person. I really love my mom. Nikiwa in hardship or situation that are tough, me najipatanga, the first person I'll call it's my mom. So hiyo siku nikaita my mom and I was like, mbona nilibada mimba nini? I didn't know it was this painful. But I gave birth and I thank God that my baby alizaliwa poa, akatoka poa na hakukuwa na any complications. So after nimeanza kutoka damu, they told me no, it's normal, you just take a pad, uweka pa. Unaambiwa weke pad, you are not wearing a panty, unaishikilia na mapaja. Yeah. Kasema ni sawa. And after you give birth wanakwambianga go to the toilet. So niliambiwa enda ukakojoe. Kopi. Yes, I was feeling like I really want to pee, so I went to the toilet. So ile I'm feeling, yes, I am pressed, I want to pee, I really want to sus, but nothing is coming out. Sasa hiyo nayo nikaanza kutense cause mbona na feel like I really want to sus but nothing is coming out, nothing, no matter how hard I try, nothing. But you know that time pia you can't push. Oh, I've not told you the story ya kushono. So see, I remember I told you nilikatwa. So comes the part ya kushono. Okay, wanakugandiza kwanza, but I don't know if kugandishwa hivyo it's you don't ganda fully or what, because I was feeling the way he's doing it. And now comes, you know, they start with the inner, I think inner tissue going that. Now came to the sasa ngozi yenyewe. I remember the nurse telling me, sasa wewe uvumilie juu hii lazima utasikia uchungu. Na kwamba it was painful. Nilikuwa tunasikia the way the needle na the thread inapita, unasikia venye tu anashona. It was so painful, but nilipasavia. So the toilet part, I went the first time nikashindwa, the second time nikashindwa, and I was like, hey, kweni hawa watu wamemess up na blada yangu. I went and called the nurse and told her I have gone to the toilet, I have tried, I'm feeling right, I feel like I really want to pee, but nothing is coming out. I was like, that's normal, your body is still in shock, it has not believed what it has done. So you go to the toilet, fungulia tap, that effect of water running, it will make your body release the pee. So I went to the toilet, nikafanya that. I opened the tap, nikacha maji run. So I think yeah, the body feeling that, you know, hata wewe ukisikia like maji kimwagika and you really pressed, you unasikianga now I really need to go. So that's how my body ilitikia ku let down the pee, the urine, na nika urinate. So that's how I gave birth. And kutoka hapo nikatolewa labor ward, nikapelekwa sasa now the maternity ward. The maternity ward, the nurses were good. Everyone in the maternity ward was fantabulous, fantastic. Walikuwa wazuri, the nurses, everyone. So came to now, you know, you're just a new mother. My boobs. So the clinic that I was going really messed me up, because kumbe when you're going to clinic, they're supposed to tell you if you have inverted nipples, what to do ndio zikuwe ready when the baby anakaa. So unfortunately, mimi clinic, I was not told anything, and unfortunately I have inverted nipples. And I don't know if it's unfortunately, my baby does not have that patient. Mtoto wangu doesn't have that patient. Kama haiwezi, we are not forcing issues. That's her. So she came. I was like, cause unaambia umnyonyeshe. Yes, hata kama una maziwa, let us suck on them. I remember aliingiza tu kwa mdomo, akasikia haka ni kanini, hata akavutiki. Sitaki, thank you, but no. Now that's another frustration. So I remember nilipewa, I don't know, I don't have that syringe right now. I was given a syringe wanakata hapo mbele, hapo place ya kusuck, and then wana ina change hiyo kitu ya kuvuta. Sasa si nimekata syringe hapo mbele. I will show, I think I have a syringe huku somewhere. I will try and cut it the way they used to cut it then. Unapewa, you pull your nipple with that. That thing was painful. It was so painful. And still my boobs said, we are inverted, we are not coming out. You would have done this earlier before baby coming. So they after 3 hours they were telling me to go for milk, for formula, for NAN. So I remember I fed my baby NAN those first days. And why did we go to the newborn unit? I will tell you all about that, but on the next video, so you will have to watch it for part 2. But I remember going to the labor ward now. To the maternity ward now. So remember, I've been nimeshonwa. It was so painful. Baby kept crying. I didn't know that my baby is hungry. Kumbe she used to cry, but it was because of hunger. My baby used to cry. Sa hiyo umeshonwa, it was painful. Hadi kupanda kwa kitanda, I remember it was painful. Kutembea nilikuwa navuta miguu juu ya uchungu. Going to the toilet, let's not even talk about going to long call, because long call was hell. Hey, long call was hell with those threads. It was painful, man, for the first few days. So the way my baby wasn't feeding well, she started turning yellow. I noticed her eyes were, but it was so mild, it was yellow. Because I remember when I gave birth to her, I think to the same day she opened her eyes and they were so white. I remember even admiring her eyes, and I was like, wow, mtoto wako na macho rembo. And I was supposed to be discharged day 2 after giving birth, but I didn't have milk, so nika opt not to be discharged. So I opted to be discharged day 3. Day 3, I remember day 2 at night, I noticed my baby's eyes were mild yellow, but sikuiput into it was so mild, nikajiambia maybe ni juu usiku na hii light nitamwangalia asubuhi akiamka. And my cousin, she's a nurse. She's also a nurse. wakamwangalia my baby Fontanesse ilikuwa imebulge, so it was like she has a bulge Fontanesse, but wakaniambia they will talk to the doctors wasikie nini. But I remember when wali come round, the nurses walisema no, it's okay, she's okay, it's not a big deal. And now si sasa hiyo 2020 date 2 ndo nilinote macho yake usiku iko mild. Day 3 my aunt was on off, so alikuwa narudi date 3, so date 3 si ndio akakuja, and I told her about the Fontanesse. So she was like na nikamwambia I was told it's okay. Akaniambia just to be sure, wacha nimpeleke wapi, nimpeleke newborn unit tuangalie if everything is okay. And oh man, kutoka hapo now it was a whole roller coaster, because I remember my baby going to venye alienda to the newborn unit, she was admitted, and I stayed at the hospital for a whole month. So stay tuned to part 2, know why she was. Stay tuned to part 2 to know why she was admitted to the newborn unit and the whole issue of newborn unit. But for today, I think that's all. That's all, my dear, and I love you so much. But I thank God that after kuka year 1 month tulitoka sawa, baby is okay now, she's so healthy, she's so jovial, and I can't wait to introduce her to you and to the world, because she's my world, she's my heart. So guys, thank you so much for staying till this far to watch this video. Kindly subscribe, like, share and comment, and mjue nawapenda nyinyi wote sana. No, nowadays si ati nawapenda, tunawapenda. I will introduce babies soon. Yeah, I love you guys. What can I say from there? Let me go be a mother now. All this come off kwanza, hivi tutoe kwanza, mtoto asiguzwe na manywele. No, that's the life nowadays. I remove my makeup so that I can kiss my baby in peace, but before that I should take a few pictures before she wakes up. I love you so much, guys. Stay safe and keep calm, okay? Part 2 will be coming soon, so I love you all, and bye.